Shazam Fury of the Gods was one of those films that was in like every screen for about a week. And it wasn't a week I could get to the cinema, so I really struggled to find a screening of this one that worked for me, but I finally did. So welcome to my movie review of Shazam Fury of the Gods. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this weekend. So I am not a DC girl. If you've been following the channel for a while, you will know that. You'll know I'm very much a Marvel girl and not a DC girl. Wasn't a massive fan of Black Adam, didn't go and see any of the Batman films, was not a fan of the new Wonder Woman movie, haven't seen any of the Justice League things. However, when I went to see Shazam, I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it might have even made my top 10 movies of the year, just because it was so full of heart and it was so much kind of fun compared to the other DC films. I also feel like the special effects in the Shazam series, with the exception of Black Adam, are definitely better than the special effects in a lot of other DC films. I did famously walk out of Aquaman, even though it has Jason Momoa in it, because it just felt like watching a cartoon. I feel like when I go and see the new Little Mermaid, it'll be much more realistic than Aquaman was. However, special effects wise, I think that Shazam does a really good job. And in this one in particular, there is a lot of kind of wood and trees and kind of fire going on. And I think that they do that really well. There's a moment where something's kind of emerging from the ground and there's kind of wind going on, and just the effect that it has, the kind of ripple effect that it has on other things around it. So like trees and leaves are being blown and moving, and the kind of like soil and grass that it's emerging from is very much realistic and moves in the way you would expect it to move. It doesn't look like it's kind of on a green screen or it's been computer generated, even though it has. And so I do think that they do a good job. However, with Shazam 2, or Shazam Fury of the Gods, I do think it suffers from that sequel sort of common symptom of being diluted. So I really enjoyed Shazam for the humour of all the sort of main characters in it, and also the fact that we've got Billy becoming Shazam and his story. So his story that he's been fostered and he's got this foster family and he's never kind of really found himself and he's bounced from home to home, and I really liked that story behind him. I kind of felt that affinity with him and that drive for him to succeed. And then the humour of him when he becomes Shazam and kind of learning on the job and the things that he could do now he was an adult, and his like general like kid sense of humour, even though he's in a man's body, a superhero's body. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I just felt like that was diluted here. Now, I was really excited to see this film after having watched the last film and seen the way it ended, where they all kind of come together and Shazam as a family, and that's not a spoiler because it's fully in the trailer, and he talks about having seen Fast and Furious and it being important that it's family. And so yeah, I was really excited to see how they would be when they pulled together, and how like the humour would probably increase and the kind of silliness would increase, and the mistakes that they make because they're actually only kids would increase. But I just felt that all of that got diluted down a little bit. It sort of became about the family in a way, but less about the family overall. And so they talked about only doing things together, and they talked about doing things, as a family, not going off and doing their own thing. And I sort of appreciated that. But as an ensemble, I think that there wasn't enough of them banding together as an ensemble in kind of a more of a normal way, not just in a like fighting crime kind of way. Although there is a really good scene at the beginning where they are fighting crime to the soundtrack of I Need a Hero, Bonnie Tyler, and I just thought that was epic. I was really, really enjoying that. Overall, the film's soundtrack was really good, and I really liked the soundtrack. I kind of stayed to watch the credits and see what was, what was on the soundtrack, because I do recommend the soundtrack. And what was really nice as well, in terms of kind of the actual humorous moments, because there definitely were points where I laughed throughout the film, was that the cinema was very full, because it was a rainy day in the Easter holidays, and so there was only one showing of this film on that day, and I think a lot of people were like me and kind of missed this because it came out like the last couple of weeks of term, and it was really not a time when people could go to the cinema, and so yeah, it was nice sort of hearing the audience react and hearing different ages of people react to different parts of the humour as well, which was really nice. There was sort of younger people and older people and families all together and couples and single people like me, and so that was really nice. So I do think there was definitely some humour in there, and I definitely did laugh at a couple of points, but I definitely didn't laugh as many times as I laughed in the original movie, and the original movie I went to see again, but I didn't come out of this one going, I definitely want to rewatch that. I definitely think I will rewatch that, whereas I actively did rewatch the previous one, but I've sort of got no intention of rewatching this one. I just like I say, it just felt diluted. Everything felt a little bit diluted. The special effects were great, the acting was fine, the humour was there just wasn't enough of it, and then the plot was a little tenuous, I think. I understand what happened, and I understand the kind of link with the wizard and the link with kind of the energy of Shazam and things like that. But a little bit like Black Adam, I think they were kind of like clutching at straws, trying to like pull something together for it to be kind of something. And yeah, the fact that we've got like Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu leading these kind of like evil sisters, family versus family type of thing, it was an interesting choice as well. I don't think that Helen Mirren was definitely showcased to the best of her ability, but I think that we got to see that Lucy Liu can still kick ass like she did in Charlie's Angels. So I think that was good. So overall it was fine, it was good. Should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? I think if it's still on where you are, it represents good sort of value. It's a decent length of film, the special effects are pretty good, and there is something for everyone, as showcased by the fact that there was different ages of people and different groups of people in the cinema that I went to see. But are there better things that you could go and watch at the cinema right now as an adult? Yes, absolutely. Are there better family films you could go and see at the cinema right now? Probably. And so it's kind of you can if you want to, but I think this one will work fine on streaming as well, because it is over 2 hours long. You could have a break in the middle of it. So there you go. As always, if there is a movie that you would like to hear my thoughts on here next week, do let me know in comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my future bookish content and my movie review here for you next week. And yes, I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.